Hi, and welcome to Pro No TV. Well, you know, the beautiful quarterback, and he is so fine. He plays for the San Francisco 49ers. Now, when I was a little girl, I did not stand up for the anthem. And, my teacher, wrote a letter to my mom. And the reason being because when I was a little girl, I seen George Wallace on the special. It was called some kind of PBS special. I couldn't have been no more than maybe 8. But, I learned very quick about that I was an African-American child. And I was from great people. And we were abused and enslaved. And so, all through my childhood, I learned about the treatment against black people and African Americans and Indians. American Indians who own this land. See, we learned about the abuse, the bestiality of beautiful Native Americans, right? And I used to cry because I used to ask I said, well, how did they steal mommy? I mean, she explained it to me. But anyway, the quarterback, all he did was sit out from a national anthem, a song that was written by a racist white man who was frustrated about the war. Or some shit like that. Look it up. And the hand on the heart came from racist Ronald Reagan. Back in the day when he put his hand on his heart, his cold-blooded racist heart, Ronald Reagan, I'm saying. Yeah, I said it again. Ronald Reagan. Racist fucker, okay? I'm tired of these racists trying to hide their shit now. Because Donald Trump coming out with his hate. Now, these racist white people trying to hide behind the woods. Oh, no, I ain't no racist. What do you mean? I help black people. Oh, no, you trying to call me a racist? Yeah, you all are. Except for the little 3% that I told you I will do anything for. But it's just not enough percentage of privileged white folks who've taken their, I guess they think they're more superior on black people's back? Wait. You had to steal me from Africa to get your, so-called privilege? Anyway, let's listen to what Spike Lee has to say. He's on Anderson Cooper. This is Pro No TV. Pro No TV. And my name is Finesse. Voiceover. Bobby Brown in the background.
Of Colin Kaepernick not standing up.
I support him. I find it so interesting how people want to pick and choose what rights people have. Now, anytime you talk about anti-gun violence, people run around screaming about they don't want their Second Amendment rights to be infringed upon. The same way John, Carlos, and Tommy Smith raised their black glove fist in '68 Olympics in Mexico, the same way Muhammad Ali refused to fight for injustice, a war that was crazy.
Refused to fight the Vietnam War.
Yeah, the Vietnam War. These are rights Americans have.
You see what he is doing, what Colin Kaepernick is doing is in that tradition.
Yes, it's in that tradition of black athletes stand up, using their platform and saying, I'm not happy with the way black people call it being treated.
It's so interesting because often at the time when an athlete does it, they are vilified.
Oh, that's the thing.
Years later. I mean, Muhammad Ali.
The biggest revision story ever. Muhammad Ali at one time was the most hated person.
Yeah.
People need to Google, do research. Muhammad Ali was the most hated person in America.
He couldn't box in America.
Muhammad Ali, people love is him lighting the torch, where his arm is shaking. In the Olympics in Atlanta. Yeah. But not to defy it. He said, no Viet Cong ever called, I'm not going to say the N-word. And he sacrificed
New York Times would not use his name. They would call him Cassius Clay.
Not even calling the guy his name. So I think this is in the same tradition. What I find, I find it very interesting that 3 members of Big Blue.
I'm not a New York Giants fan anymore. I'm done, Giants.
Unpleasant.
Big Blue?
And 2 retired.
You let me
He
down.
wants to criticize me. 3 other new.
That's right, Spike. Tell him.
Football.
It was my team.
3 of those brothers.
It's not my team anymore.
I'm not. They should understand in what tradition, the history of why Colin did this. Now, I bet you went to all 3 of them. They would say they love Muhammad Ali. How could you love Muhammad Ali and not love him for the stance he took not to be inducted into the Vietnam War? If you say you like Tommy Smith Johnson, yeah. This is the same thing.
Muhammad Ali said, if I kept my mouth shut just because I can make millions, then this ain't doing nothing. So I just love the freedom and the flesh and blood of my people more so than I do the money. And Jackie Robinson said, I cannot stand and sing the anthem. I cannot salute the flag. I know that I'm a black man in a white world. That was Jackie Robinson in 1972. It is so interesting how...
This is the tradition. What Colin is doing now is not just pop out of nowhere. There's tradition of African-American athletes standing up and saying, and using their platform to say...
And African-Americans have a right to stand up against injustice and racism, and sometimes they feel that flag inflects racism and hate.
But
we have a right to talk about this.
Knowing that there be ramifications, and they don't care. Because this is their belief. And that's not to say. They always bring up, you're making a lot of money. So the reason, because you make money, that means that you can't have a moral foundation and speak. Here's the thing. Black athletes, we pay you money, play ball, shut up, don't say nothing. We're giving you money, $1 million, just to go out there, run up and down the court.
No TV.
I mean, there have been a
run
lot
up and
of
down the court and just be quiet and play.
There have been a lot of athletes who don't want to risk, their endorsement deals, things like that.
I understand that. It's all an individual choice. But when someone has the courage to step out, with knowing they're going to lose all that, why are you going to jump on the brother man?
Do you stand up during the national anthem?
Yes.
And if we received our reparations, we wouldn't have to play football for these teams. We would have our own team.
You know
what I'm saying?
That does not affect me doing Malcolm.
We're so programmed by American, bureaucracy that we can stand up for slavery against slavery.
Stand up for his right not to.
Yes.
Come on.
Spike Lee, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Spike. And thank you, Anderson Cooper. With your fine self. Too bad you gay, my brother. Thank you, Spike. And for these white men on YouTube to be burning their jerseys, I feel that's racism and a racial slur. It makes no sense. And for you not to look at what this young man is saying about the hate and the abuse and the bestiality of the way black people have been treated in a country that made them a slave, why is this always overlooked? And the national anthem is more important than what this young man is expressing And what he's saying, you would think that white people would say, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, because you guys has been abused by us. And I'm not one of the white people who's going to continue to abuse you. I want to understand where you're coming from. But no, this evil white guy wants to make his YouTube sensation 15 minutes of fame and burn the young man's jersey. That fire to that jersey is nothing but a KKK message of race or racial hatred. Thank you, Spike Lee. Thank you, CNN. And thank you, Cooper. This is Pro No TV. We will continue this. Hey, you got to stand up for something before you go to your grave being nothing. Pro Now TV Finesse voiceover. And that is, I think Earth, Wind and Fire and Ramsey Lewis, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, yeah. How? Pro No TV.